Family, I hope everyone is having a fantastic weekend and is ready to kick off the week strong. So happy International Women's Day or National Women's Day. I'm not sure which, if it's national or international, but happy National Women's Day to all the amazing women out there and to the men that support amazing women. So excited to celebrate Women's History Month and really glean some advice from women that are doing things right. So I was at an event yesterday, and the woman that spoke is just an incredible mentor and incredible leader and has done some incredible things. So I want to talk to you about kind of what we talked about, but then also really think about yourself in these circumstances. Whether you're a woman or man, doesn't matter. But these are things that you can apply to your everyday life. And as we think about how we just go through our day to day, I think it's really important to understand that no matter which bucket, we talk about those different buckets of life, whichever bucket you're focused on, you really have to have that clear why, which we always talk about. But it goes a little bit further than that. So when you think about having that clear why, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. But I forgot to say, I think I forgot to say this last week too, but if you're watching live, go ahead, just drop a hashtag live in the comments. If you're watching the replay, drop a hashtag replay. We all know it doesn't matter when you get the information as long as you're getting the information, but grab some notes. I'm actually reading. I took several pages of notes yesterday. And so I really, as I was writing, I'm like, man, I've got to take what I've learned here and repurpose and really deliver this. And the message was so powerful that it really stuck with me. And the words, I've been thinking about them all day and everything's really been resonating. And that's when you know an event that you went to is truly impactful. Because it wasn't just about mindset. It wasn't just about do this and you'll do better, right? So we started off with the really like, what is your why? And if you're not 100% clear on your why, then your why not is always going to win out. And I think that's a really interesting concept to think about. When you reach that irrevocable commitment, that means that when your circumstances change, your commitment doesn't change. And that's where our action gets lost. We jump from, we think we're committed, but we're not totally opted in, which is step one. We haven't reached that irrevocable commitment. So when you think back to the last time that you achieved your goals. And that's where you had to have irrevocable commitment. And when you had that irrevocable commitment, then whatever happened, it didn't matter. When your circumstances changed, you still made progress toward your goals. And so what do you have to do to create that irrevocable commitment? Who are you letting down by not reaching your goals? Because when you honor your why, you do that by working towards your goals like you mean it. And if you think about it, none of us we all hold our word to a very high standard. We all place importance on, hey, this is my word. This is what I said I was going to do. And so when we don't honor our why, we become a liar. We're lying to ourselves. And that really hit me. She said, honor your why, work like you mean it so you aren't a liar. And I don't think that was the exact quote, but that's what I took away from that, right? Work like you mean it so you aren't a liar. And if you find yourself not working like you mean it, then your why is simply not strong enough. And it's hard sometimes to figure out what your why is, but maybe your why is you need to learn to love yourself better. You need to learn to be happy with who you are. And I think what's really hard about that sometimes is our natural defense comes up because we've let ourselves down before. But that goes back to the 4 agreements we talked about. You have to just acknowledge it and move on. You can't continue to punish yourself over and over and over for that. So you have to acknowledge it, but we put our natural defense mechanisms up to say, I might as well just not even try. Because how cool would it be if we didn't lie to ourselves and we started telling ourselves the truth? Okay, so that's one. You have to believe bigger faster. So believe you can achieve whatever your why is. Now, obviously, it needs to be realistic, but believe whatever that is and believe you can do it faster, right? How did I lose 113 pounds in 8 months and 3 days? Do you think I really believed that I could lose 113 pounds in 8 months and 3 days when I first started? Absolutely not. I would have said you're insane. Do you think my dad believed he could lose 200 pounds in 15 months? No. But I believed I could lose 1 pound and then compound that and then do it again and again and again and rinse and repeat, right? We lost 1 pound 113 times. It's that rinse and repeat. So you believe bigger, faster. And then done is better than perfect. We get so caught up in being perfect that when we're not perfect, we say, well, screw it. I'll just start tomorrow. Instead of saying, okay, but what went right? Remember, behavior that receives attention is behavior that's repeated. So what went right? Done is better than perfect, whether that's a workout. Like my workout today was atrocious, but it was better than not doing it. Done is better than perfect. And when you think about understanding, you've got to be accountable to somebody that's going to hold you accountable. Right? Someone that is going to hold you accountable. Maybe you need to get back in a program. Or maybe you need to be more accountable to yourself, right? And you have to stop focusing on what you can't do. So I can't do this. I can't have this. I can't have that. Focus on what you can do and have. I am excited. I can make the choices that are going to move me toward my goals. And then the last point I want to make is being prepared. So planning your day ahead of time. Your day should be planned on paper before it starts on the calendar. So tonight, you need to figure out, what is your plan for tomorrow? What is tomorrow going to look like? I already know exactly what tomorrow looks like. I know when I have meetings. I know when I'm supposed to be where. I know when my workout's going to get done. I know what I'm going to eat and when I'm going to eat it, right? I planned that today. And that takes a lot of the accountability out of the equation. When you just simply plan ahead, you don't have to think about it. It takes choices and decisions out of the question because it's done. And that's what's so powerful about really understanding and having that strong why, because you can sit down and plan ahead with your why in mind. That way, when it gets to decision time, the decision's already been made back when you were focused and really thinking about your why. So that's how that irrevocable commitment comes into play, because you took the emotional decision making out of the process. And so it doesn't matter what happens, your circumstances don't matter, because you planned when you were in that 5 minutes you took to sit down and plan out the next day, the night before. You were in that right frame of mind. You were opting in at that time. So those decisions were made when you were following the 7-step signature system. So it doesn't matter what obstacles or what challenges or what circumstances come into play. It's already been done. It's planned. So all you have to do is execute. It's exactly like showing up for work. Your job description is your plan. And yes, things come up at work and you have to shift and figure that out. But at the end of the day, your responsibility is your responsibility. And you do it because you're told to do it. So that is you telling yourself to do it the night before. You're setting your assignment. So all you have to do is execute. So you don't have to think about it. It's like, these are my options. This is it. And when you can really get to that level of commitment, and all it takes is 5 minutes the night before to plan the next day, and that takes so much decision making out of the equation. And then you're prepared. You don't have to think about it. That will decrease your stress based on your circumstances, right? So it doesn't matter what happens. You have everything there. It's done. So you no longer have to take a minute or two to make a decision. The decision's already been made. And that frees up space to take care of the mindset and all the rest of the things that you need to get done. So we see how really when we don't plan ahead, right? Failure to plan is planning to fail. We get into reaction mode, and we need to be in we got to be in the proactive mindset versus reactive. Proactive really allows us to make good decisions. Reactive, who knows what's going to happen? We're reacting to the circumstances at that time rather than being proactive and planning for the circumstances. So I want you to really take a hard look at your why. And this is something you're always going to have to revisit. If your why doesn't make you cry, then it's probably not strong enough. I've heard that somewhere before. And it's powerful, right? If your why doesn't make you cry, then it's probably not strong enough. And guess what? Your why for wanting to get in better shape and change either the way you look or to lose weight, whatever your reason, like whatever your goal is, you were uncomfortable enough to set that goal in the first place. And so maybe your why is, I don't want to feel like this again. Right? My original why was, I don't like the numbers on the scale and the blood work, and I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm tired of my feet hurting. I'm tired of this and that. And then I'm at an event all day yesterday where I'm up and down on my feet. So I left my house at 6 o'clock yesterday morning. I didn't get home until 8 o'clock last night. And I wore heels the whole day. And guess what? My feet didn't hurt. Why? Because I'm doing what I need to do to take care of myself. I'm being proactive. Okay. So if your why is, you don't like the way you feel, you don't like the way you look, that's a strong why. If you're avoiding looking at yourself in the mirror, if you're avoiding stepping on the scale, if you're avoiding taking pictures, that is a strong why. And you may have to face reality, right? You may have to say, like, I'm tired of not being in my family photos. I'm tired of not wanting to be in pictures when I'm doing all of these fun things, or I'm tired of not feeling good. I'm tired of not being able. That's a strong why. Because everybody should be in pictures. Everybody should get to enjoy the fun things. Everybody should feel good. And I think sometimes it's been so far and so far gone that we forget that that's possible. And so I want you to start thinking big enough, right? Believing big enough and believing that all those things are possible. And that's going to allow you to really dig deep and create that irrevocable commitment. All right. So I will let you sit with that. I'll let you think on that. Get very clear on your why and create that irrevocable commitment to really help you reach your goals. And I will see you back here next Sunday, 7 p.m. And in the meantime, I will see you in text messages or on our appointments. I hope you have a fantastic week. I am cheering for each and every one of you. I know you can do it. I know you can believe bigger, faster. And I know you all are capable of so much more than you initially believe you are. So I'm proud of each and every one of you for showing up for yourselves today. And I will see you back here 7 p.m. next Sunday. Have a great day, everyone.